Not fair. We have two ways to go. Republicans can cut Social Security and give more tax breaks to the wealthy. That's the proposal. Oh no, you guys don't want another $2 trillion tax cut? I kind of thought that's what your plan was. Well, that's good to hear. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealthy. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so So I want to be clear about something. I want to start this off on the right foot. We have not been covering politics a lot lately. This is one of the main things that we covered on this channel for a really long time. So we're going to get back into it. So I want to say something real quick, and I want y'all to understand what just happened in this small clip during the State of the Union. The President of the United States lied, and the Republicans called them on it. Okay. So I want to be clear about something, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I do not want Joe Biden raising taxes on the middle class or on the poor. I just want to be clear about this. I want to make one more point before we get into the whole conversation. He's talking about giving tax breaks to about $2 trillion. Those tax breaks are to Americans, though. How many billions or whatever amount of money have you shipped to other countries? I mean, are you telling me, do I want to give tax breaks to Americans or people who are employing Americans before I just want to give the money away to other countries that we're not going to get? I'd rather give those tax breaks. I just want to be clear about something. So stop paying attention to the person that wants you to not be paying attention to what they're doing. Because when the individual is always saying, look at what those people over there doing. Look what those people over there doing. It's because they don't want you to know what they're doing. So I want to say something, and I want to be clear. He straight up lied. He lied. And the Republicans spoke out on it during his freaking State of the Union address. He lied, okay? By saying that they want to give tax breaks to their friends. That's a lie. First of all of these niggas is friends. I just want y'all to know this. Stop acting like that's not the truth. Half of these dudes, whether they Democrats or whether they Republicans, go golfing with the other side. Most of these people have interests that actually align with one another. So, just so we could be clear, term limits. Give us term limits. I want term limits, okay? I want term limits. I want there to be an age cap. Age cap. So I want to be clear about something. He gave this speech of the State of the Union, and he just lied right here. Because whether they want to give $2 trillion in tax breaks or not, he's giving all of our money to people that ain't even never been to America. So I don't even understand how this is an argument or whatever. Second, or what is this? Third, how can these companies create jobs if you're taxing them into oblivion? So I want all of you small business owners out there to think about this for one moment, okay? You have a small business. The government comes, you got, I don't know, 7 workers. Let's say you got 10 workers. It's a small business, but you got 10 workers, 11 workers. The government comes and decides they want to raise your property tax on the building that you're currently using, you're working out of. The raising this property tax cuts into 15% of your revenue for the year, right? What do you do next? Let's say it cuts into 20%. You know what you do next? You either raise your prices or you start firing fools. I'm going to say that again. Let's say you're a small business. 10 workers work for you. Just 10. 11. Let's say 11, because I want to make sure that I'm over whatever number that they trying to throw out. Anyway, 11 workers work for you. The government decides to raise your property tax so much that it cuts into about 20% of your annual revenue. What do you do? So every last one of you over here cheering when Joe Biden talks about he's going to raise taxes. Why aren't y'all cheering when he says that he's gonna curb spending? Why are y'all not cheering that? Oh, he's not talking about curbing spending. He's actually talking about spending more money and raising more taxes. Because when he raises the taxes, I'm going to give you a real quick example of something that happened in California. So minimum wage was increased to whatever it is now, $15, $20 or something like that, $20, $25. I don't know what minimum wage is in California. So minimum wage goes up. What do businesses do? Let's talk about McDonald's for a second. Businesses like McDonald's decide that they're just going to raise their prices. Because guess what? Those little small McDonald's, they can't. And for everybody that don't get it, the big corporation McDonald's don't own these individual McDonald's. These individual McDonald's are owned and operated by us, regular effing people. So when they decide we can't exist, so we have to raise prices, or we can't exist, so we have to go to automated. Y'all people are going to complain that there's no jobs out there. Y'all going to want them taxed even more. And then the more y'all tax them, the less jobs there's going to be, and the higher rates are going to go up. So, once again, we need younger politicians. We need a president that's in their 50s, in their 60s. We need somebody that's solving today's problems and not trying to solve the problems they've been talking about for the last 50 years. This dude Biden is trying to solve problems that don't really even exist anymore. And by doing that, he's creating more problems. So for everybody that swears up and down that what we should be doing is taxing these companies into oblivion, I also don't want you to complain when you hear about layoffs. I also don't want you to complain when you hear that these companies are price gouging. I also don't want you to complain when you hear about these companies raising the rates of whatever the hell it is that they do. Because how else are they going to stay in business? My father has owned a company most of my life. So maybe my perspective on this is a little different. Maybe me coming from a family that not just my father, but there's numerous people in my family that have small businesses and middling businesses. So maybe that's why my perspective is what it is, because I've had these conversations with people that's trying to figure out how they could keep the business going without firing other individuals that need their job. How they going to keep the business going, and how they going to pay for this and pay for that without making the customer suffer by raising the rates and raising the prices to the point where now we can't compete with the large businesses, because the large businesses are able to put it at lower rates because they have a higher clientele. So when these dudes is talking about raising taxes on these big businesses, what do you think these big businesses are doing? They're making it so that now it's in these big businesses' best interests to try to push smaller businesses out of the fucking way, because now they need all of the business. Anyway, I got a lot I want to say on this. I'll probably make a second video, but there's so many things that I just do not approve of with this administration. Them giving all of our money to other countries created a problem. The Democrats' whole solution is to tax the big businesses so they could then take that tax money and give it to other countries. If you don't think that that's insane as an American, I don't know what to tell you. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one.